Let's start here. Blue cities across the country were rocked by violence this weekend, including right here in New York City. As you can see here in this video obtained by City Councilwoman Vicky Palladino, a violent mob set a car on fire in Queens after brutally assaulting a couple at a car meetup rally on Saturday night. The attack began after one victim asked the mob to get off his property. He was then punched, kicked, and stomped on, resulting in a broken nose and bruised ribs. His wife was also hit as he was getting jumped, and Palladino says he's lucky he wasn't killed. And then over to...
Oh wow. I really didn't know that that had happened in Queens. Um as welcome to the video. Within this video, we're going to, review this report here from Fox News. We're saying that there's been a lot of violence over this past week, and a lot of states that are blue, and they definitely have a lot of lax policies uh, as far as um, these type of things. So it looks like there was like a car meetup and it turned violent where a man was jumped and his wife was also uh, hit within the actions of them jumping the man, and then they you know ha- burning of cars, individuals doing donuts, just and it's just looks like a scene out of a movie, like a crazy like wow movie. It doesn't seem like reality, but this is actually the reality. And people are trying to get viral moments. People are trying to do things to show off for social media. And people steal cars and things like that, and go and do these type of like car demonstrations and stuff like that, where they're seem like they're thrill seeking. Um, I'm very sure a lot of these individuals are young adults, and you know instead of trying to build something and trying to have something, it's more about destruction and um, really just doing anything that's not really lawful. Um, so yeah, it says the NYC mob pummels a couple and they set a car on fire, and they just out here just living and doing whatever. So this is the current culture, and this is like the current how current things are going on everywhere in like states that are Democrat led and run. Um, it's crazy because a lot of people kind of foreseeing this, and they were speaking about it, and now everything that they were speaking about is coming into fruition. I'm not necessarily sure if these people are being paid to do this type of thing, which I don't think so. I just think it's just young people who they just really want to act out. Like I said, they just want to show out for social media, want to gain followers and attention, and these are the type of things that they're willing to do in order to do that. So we'll go back here to where we were, um, and see what other information we can get from this video.
In the city's downtown loop, there were two shootings, left one person dead, 8 others injured, most of whom were teenagers. The violence came just hours after a peaceful Christmas tree lighting on a night when Chicagoans were supposed to celebrate. Instead, it turned deadly in the Democrat-led city. President Trump posted this on Saturday as the recent crime wave shows no sign of slowing down. Quote, Governor Pritzker and the low IQ mayor of Chicago are refusing federal government help for a situation that could quickly become remedied. The people are chanting, bring in Trump. Well, sticking with Chicago, this is absolutely horrific. Bethany McGee is currently fighting for her life after police say a career criminal soaked her in gasoline, set her on fire on a Chicago train. She was just 26 years old. Bethany's attacker was a career criminal repeat offender who, listen to this, had 72 prior arrests. The suspect also allegedly shouted profanities at her, telling her to burn as he doused her in gasoline. Donna, I mean, my head went to
Man, like just kind of reviewing a lot of things that just happened in the past week. And even down here in North Carolina, there was a shooting at a tree lighting ceremony in Concord, North Carolina, which we do know a teen has been charged with that, and I do have a reaction video coming up, with the update on that. But man, this individual, man, he looks off his rocker. I mean, look how his mouth is twisted, man, and eyes just wide, and he attacked the lady on the train, and as they was just saying, he told her to burn. He, set her on fire. And from what they're being reporting, she has very, very severe burns. So again, I'm sure she didn't wake up that morning thinking that something like this would happen to her. And unfortunately, it's people who are really minding their business, going about their lives, who are ultimately affected by, individuals such as this, who, just want to commit crimes. And they saying that he had 72 incidents or 72, um, you know, 72 times where he was like arrested and stuff like that. And it's crazy that you can get arrested 72 times and still be let free to go and roam about the streets with everyone. A 72-time offender, man. Seems like after the third time, they wouldn't allow this person to just be out and about, and because he's obviously showed that he's not wanting to be of society, and want to live a normal life amongst the people. So it's very unfortunate. And this isn't the first subway attack or train attack. There was an individual in Charlotte who was attacked. I remember earlier this year, and those type of things are starting to happen a lot more frequently. So you definitely have to be very vigilant and make sure that you're aware of your surroundings, even when you're on public transportation trying to get to and from, whether it's work or whether you was out shopping or doing whatever you were doing. You definitely want to keep your awareness up, and always make sure who's around you. And it's sad to say, but you just have to keep an eye out for everyone, because you really never know who is in the right or the wrong mental space that could attack you and do some harm to you, and end up causing lifelong trauma and lifelong injuries, to you, that could really change the trajectory of your life. Let's see what other information we can pull from this video.
72 prior arrests. The suspect also allegedly shouted profanities at her, telling her to burn as he doused her in gasoline. Donna, I mean, my head went to, I believe it was a year ago, where in New York City, there was a woman set on fire on the train. It's that horrifying story you can't get out of your head. And then you hear this, a 26-year-old fighting for her life, 72 prior arrests. How does this happen?
Well, it happens because we now have no cash bail in Illinois. So judges are forced with this decision where you either leave people in or you let them out. And what did they do here? They let them out after the prosecutors begged and begged and begged to keep them in. And then when they let them out, they put them on a monitor, and the monitor failed.
Yes, man. Look at the multiple mug shots, and in any of these mug shots, man, it doesn't seem like he's really on his rocker. Even the one far right at the top where he, has like I mean, sheesh. And you know, the no cash bail thing, that's definitely seeming to backfire big time, because these individuals don't have to put up any type of collateral or be held to any type of responsibility to show up to, court dates and things like that. And no cash bail means you don't even have to get up to 10% to be able to get yourself out of the situation. So, you know, these are the results of certain policies and things that are being put in place, that allow people to just do anything lawlessly, just knowing that they'll get locked up, but eventually the judge will release them. And you know, a lot of the anchors are just going to pretty much get their opinion. So I won't, sit and go through, that whole thing, but just kind of want to bring awareness to, what they're saying and the results of some of these policies that are being put in place, that really are not holding people accountable for their actions, and just allowing people who commit crimes to just, do the crime, and they just know, you know, within 24 to 48, 72 hours, they'll be right back on the streets and able to go on and create another victim. So again, if you like my content, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. This is Justin Paul. Peace.